Good morning, Frank. How are you today?
Good. I mean, really good. Never better, maybe.
Is that right, Frank? Good. Good to hear that. It's a pleasure meeting you last week, and I keep thinking about the incredible life you have. And do you have a chance to read the book that I loaned you last time?
The choice theory book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I started reading that, Doc, and it's a good book and all. I just don't know if it really works for someone like me, someone that's had such an incredible life like myself.
Frank, maybe so. And when we met last week, you told me that even though now you have an honest job, but you keep choosing to fantasizing about the past and your old way, your old life, and I want to know more about that.
Yeah, Doc, it's crazy. It's like I got a screw loose or something. I mean, here I am. I've been running and running ever since that day that Mom and Pop left each other. I've just been running, and it's like I can't stop running. I don't know what's wrong with me. But part of me wants to pull out the old airline uniform and dust off the name tag. And,
All right, Frank. All right, I get the idea. Here you are. You committed those crimes. You pretend to be a pilot, a lawyer, a doctor. And now, finally, you earn an honest living. And yet, here you are, still fantasizing about running, reminiscing about what you were doing a few years ago.
Yeah, that's about it, Doc. I mean, yeah, I didn't even say it before, but I even put on the uniform. It still fits, can you believe it? Like 6 months after I've been out and living the good life, I didn't even have to take out the pants. It fits so well.
That's good, Frank. But what does it mean for you? Putting on the uniform and all? Are you going to do it again? Hop on a plane and pretend to be a captain?
I don't know, Doc. I don't know. I guess, that's why I'm here. I feel like I'm going to go through with this thing again, and I don't want to. I don't want to hurt Carl. I don't want to hurt Pop, but I just can't help myself.
What specifically are you considering doing, Frank?
Doc, I'm thinking of splitting, putting on the old uniform, brushing off the name tag, get on a plane, enjoy the view, maybe head to Chicago for a couple nights.
That's good, Frank. Why don't you do it? What's stopping you?
Are you serious, Doc? You know what might happen? It'll all be over. The plea bargain, the deal with Hanratty and the FBI. I mean, you know how much trouble I'd be in?
You probably know a lot better than I do, Frank. And it sounds like there are serious problems there, serious consequences.
Yeah, there's serious consequences. Real serious. Like in the slammer for another 10 years serious.
So you know the consequences. And that's good. And I take it that you don't want those consequences to happen.
No, I mean, I can't imagine what would happen if I lost all this.
Lost on what, Frank? What would you lose?
My house, my car, my job, my freedom. I mean, I'd be in jail.
Okay, sounds like you really believe that the state will take all that from you when they catch you. Well, maybe they will. Or maybe you'll get away with it.
Well, I mean, I did get away with it for a couple of years, I think I'm actually pretty good at it.
That's right, Frank. You never really did get caught then. They were on to you for a while, but maybe you keep them guessing, huh? What do you get out of it? What does it feel like putting on your uniform, get into the cabin, and sit behind the controls?
Honestly, Doc, it feels good. It feels real good. I mean, everyone's looking at me. Everyone stares at me. I'm somebody up there. And I'm free. I'm free as a bird, I mean, nobody owns me. No one's in charge.
So you feel freedom. And you feel respect.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, Doc, that is it. I mean, I didn't say this, but I can make money up there. Some serious money. More than this government paper-pushing job's ever going to give me.
So you want more money?
Yeah, Doc. I mean, who doesn't, really? Is there something wrong with that? It, just so happens I can make a lot of it by just sitting up there on a plane. What's wrong with that?
Frank, let's say you wake up tomorrow and you have the money. A miracle happens. You wake up and with all the money that you want. What do you do with it?
Well,
Is there a girl? A car? Something you've had your eye on?
Well, Doc, it's my mom. If she could get her hands on a new car and a pretty dress, get her hair done up, maybe she'd meet someone nice, that's all.
And then what? What happened when she meets someone? What do you get from that?
It's not about me, Doc. I just want her to be happy, to be with someone.
Is that what she wants from you? She wants you to steal money from the airline and buy her those things?
No, I mean she didn't say that.
So, what is it then? What do you get by buying her those things?
I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, Dad's dead. I know he's not coming back. I used to want her and Pop to get back together, and now I don't even know what I'm doing it for.
Okay, Frank. Let's say he's not dead, and then they get back together. Then what? What will you get from that?
I don't know. All I can think of is this story. Let me just tell you. This is one time I remember I was a kid, and just so Dad and Mom. I mean, they would dance together all the time around the house, all the time. But this one time I came home from school, and Doc, they didn't even know I was there. They didn't know I was watching them, but I watched them dance, and I can't even tell you what I felt. I felt safe, and I felt warm inside. I mean, I had so many problems, but I felt like I really mattered, and that I had a real family.
You felt like you really belonged. You see the picture?
Yeah.
That's what you want to get back to.
Yeah, I mean, I do see the picture. That's exactly what I want.
Frank, that's what I want you to have too.
How do you mean, though?
You want to belong, and you want freedom. And that's what I want for you. And that's what I'm hoping you get it. If you commit to changing your life, eventually it's going to happen. You're going to make choices and get freedom and belonging. If you read the book that I loaned to you, you understand that these two things are the most important thing that we all need. You need to know you belong, and you need freedom.
But, I mean, how? Dad's dead, and I mean, guess I'm not in prison anymore, but I'm not exactly free either. It all feels out of my control.
Frank, I don't have all the answers for you now, right now. But what I know is that you can start making different choices. And then it will change how you feel about freedom and give you a sense of belonging. Do you really want to change, Frank? How much?
I really want to change, Doc. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't know what's going to happen if I don't.
Good, Frank. That's great. You've been wanting and fantasizing and lonelinessing for a long time now. And it's going to take a lot of work and hard choices for you to stop it. First, let's look at what happens when you start fantasizing at home. Tell me what you're choosing to do then.
Choosing? I mean, I know that's how you think about it, but I don't know. I mean, I get home from work. I grab maybe a beer or two at Ricky's before I head home, and I just start thinking. I go to the closet and I pull out a...
Slow down there, partner. Let's take a specific day. Tell me about the last day you fantasize about getting back on the plane.
All right. It was last Thursday. I left work. You know, maybe it was 5:45 or so, and I caught the good old 61 back home. I thought about heading over to Mac's, but I just grabbed a sirloin from the freezer, some butter, and a Schlitz from the fridge.
Okay, so you get home. What thoughts were going on in your head when you decided not to go to Mac's?
Honestly, what was going through my head? I mean, I struck out there the last 3 or 4 times I was there. I buy a girl a drink, but it doesn't go anywhere. I can't afford that, you know. So I just stay at home.
Got it. You might avoid that place too with that record. So then what? You eat your steak, you drink your beer, then what?
Then what indeed, Doc? You know, I finished up and washed the dishes. It was just quiet. Crickets. Nothing going on. I sat for a while and thought about the uniform again. And, you know, my mom, I just went to the closet. I took out the shirt, just stared at it. Good 5 or 10 minutes. I started putting it on.
Okay, I'm seeing it now. You start putting it on. Did it help you to start putting it on?
Oh, no, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I just kept thinking about it more. Doc, I almost went through with it right then and there.
Right. So, I think we need to make a plan about this. You're choosing to be alone, lonely. Start thinking and fantasizing about your mom and then put on the suit. And it's not going to work for you. What's something you can do different here, Frank?
Fine, you know, I see what you're getting at. I'm making all these choices myself. You know what, I'll suppose I'll just stop thinking bad thoughts forever. Will that work? I'll stop thinking bad thoughts.
That seems realistic. Do you think that you can just stop thinking about bad thoughts?
Well, no, I can't. No, but I mean, I can't very well afford going to Mac's every night either, though.
Well, I don't know if those are your only 2 choices, Frank. Let's say you get home and you finish up dinner. What's one thing you could do different here so that you don't need to fantasize about your mom? Something you enjoy doing it.
Something I enjoy doing, huh? Well, I mean, I sure like bowling. I mean, I love the feeling of putting on my shoes and just grabbing the ball and sending it straight down the lanes.
Alright, Frank. Do you think that on nights that when you eat at home, you could hit the lanes right after? What would that look like?
It would look pretty great is what it would look like, Doc. I could see maybe doing that.
Frank, let's make a really specific plan here. What nights do you usually eat by yourself?
Well, usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Alright, so how about right after you wash up? You put on your shoes, your ball in the bag, and just head out. Plan for it, no exception. What do you think?
I think that sounds pretty great. It's something I could definitely do.
Could do or will do. You don't have to do it forever. I want you to promise to do it every Tuesday and Thursday until you see me again. No excuse. Let's see what happens. Okay? Can you commit to do that?
Yeah, Doc, I can commit to do that. That sounds great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Doc.